welcome back to my channel, Craft Time by Casey. I am Casey, and today these are the infinity bracelets that I will be making. Most of the components came from the Spring Palette Treasure Bag by GGC Beginning Beaters, and if you are interested in the treasure bag, I will have all of the information in the description box below. Keep in mind, she does not have a monthly subscription, but she does have a notification list. You definitely want to get on that notification list so you will be notified when she releases her next treasure bag. They do sell out very quickly. So if you would like to see how these infinity bracelets came about, then stay tuned. All right, so let's get right into it. I'm gonna start with the tools that I will be using. I have 2 sets of chain nose pliers, 1 set of cutters, and 1 set of crimping pliers. And I want to mention my tool set. I know I mention this tool set all the time and I absolutely love it and couldn't recommend it enough. It is the Casual Comfort tool set. As the name suggests, it is incredibly comfortable to use. It is very high quality, very well made. And for me, the size of the tools is one of the biggest deals. A lot of times jewelry making tools look like this, where they come just a little bit smaller. And, you know, for some people, I know these function very well. But for me, when I found these tools, I just can't imagine using anything else. They're just larger and so much more comfortable to use. So I will have these tools linked down below, along with everything that I use in this video that did not come from the treasure bag. So another thing I will have linked below is the opening video that I did for the Spring Palette Treasure Bag, and it will have a very detailed description of every bead that I will be using, as well as the metal components that came from the treasure bag. I absolutely love these infinity connectors. All of the rest of the metal up here came from my own stash. I have a toggle clasp. I also have some spacer beads and the findings, which here I have some jump rings, crimp covers, crimp tubes, and wire guardians. I will also be using 49 strand bead along wire in the color Bright, which is this silver color. And I know you can see that my metal is gold, but once everything is put together, it will not stand out that this is silver. I always get the 100 feet because I go through it so quickly. I have already cut a piece of wire and it is just over 8 inches long, about 8.5 inches. And here is how I'm gonna make the strands. I have a crimp tube, jump ring, and a wire guardian. I'm going to put it through one side, wrap it around, and put it through the other. And I have the jump ring in the wire guardian like this, and I'm going to pinch it closed with my fingers. And then I have both sides of that wire going through the crimp tube. And I don't need the tail quite that long, so I'm gonna pull on the longer side. And I know these parts are small, but I wanna show I'm going to hold the wire apart so that it is not crossed under the crimp tube. Pull on this side, and I will go in with my crimping pliers into that second divot and give it a good smash. Get that taco shape, turn it on its side, go into that first divot, give it another smash. That gets it pretty good, but I'm gonna go in with that flat part on the end and give it the final smash, and that gets it nice and snug. And now I'm going to go in with a crimp cover and place it right on top of that smashed crimp tube. And then flip it up, go in with the chain nose pliers, and give it a gentle smash. And then I'm gonna go front to back on that crimp cover, give it that round shape, and that is how we start each strand. So now it is just the order of the beads. I'm gonna start with the 8mm rondelle, and this is the spacer bead from my own stash. I'm gonna go in with that spacer bead and this chevron bead, spacer, and then I'm going to use 3 of these barrel beads in a row with a spacer in between. And when I slide it down, I want to make sure that tail goes inside the beads there. So there it is, there is the order. So now we will close it off on the other side. Jump ring, crimp tube, wire guardian, and I will wrap it around, put it through the other side, and I have that jump ring up in the wire guardian, and I'm going to pinch it closed with my fingers. And I have both ends of the wire going through that crimp tube. So now I'm going to pull it down, and I'm going to put the end of that wire through that first bead. And here you want to have that balance. You want to pull it kind of snug, but you don't want it too snug, so you want it to be able to move. And then I'm going to take the end, go in with my crimping pliers into that second divot over the crimp tube and give it a good smash. Get that taco shape, turn it on its side, go in that first divot, give it another smash, and then go in with that flat part on the end and give it the final smash. Makes it nice and snug. Now I'm going to go in with that crimp cover, place it right on top of that smashed crimp tube, and then flip it up, go in with your chain nose pliers, give it a gentle smash. And now I'm going to go front to back on that crimp cover to give it a round shape, just like that. And now I'm going to get in as close as I can with my cutters on that tail, and then I'm going to go in and kind of push that nub into the next bead, just like that. So now we have half of our bracelet. So if you need to go back in the video, we need a second one just like this. All right, here we go. So now we'll just quickly put everything together. And the sides with the rondelles are going to be the sides that connect with that infinity connector in the middle. All right, so we'll take that jump ring, and you have to open it just a little bit bigger to connect it to that infinity. There we go. And close that jump ring. And do the same thing to the other side. And there we have it. So for purposes of measurement, each side is about 2.5 inches. If you just look at the beads, okay, it's 2.5 inches roughly where the beads stop. And then the whole thing right now is right at 7 inches. And then once we put the clasp on, it'll be about 7.5 or so, which is my goal when I make bracelets, because toggle clasps, of course, overlap with each other. So now we're gonna take one of the outside jump rings, open it, connect it to the toggle, close the jump ring, and then connect the other end of the toggle to the other end of the bracelet. And there we have it. And there is the bracelet. Got the toggle on this side, that connector in front. Really, really like this one. All right, so I'm gonna set this up on my display so we can see it a little better. All right, so here they are, and I have to say, I absolutely love the way they turned out. Of course, the one on the left there is the one I made in the video, and I couldn't help myself. I had to make another one, so I just changed up the order of the beads just slightly, but I think both are just beautiful. I love those infinity connectors. I think they are very, very pretty. So again, if you are interested in the treasure bag, I highly encourage it. I don't know that I could recommend it enough. I will have all of the information you need in the description box of this video. You definitely want to head over there and get signed up on her notification list. Again, she does not have a monthly subscription, but she does send out a notification when her treasure bags go for sale, and they tend to sell out very, very quickly. So if you like this video and you want to see other videos like this, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below and give me a like. Leave a comment. I absolutely love reading my comments. You guys are so kind, and I definitely look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye.